Imagine a world where the rules of the economy are invisible to most people, yet shape every aspect of life on Earth. A world where billions of dollars, international policies, and global crises are influenced by a small set of institutions, quietly dictating how nations borrow, spend, and grow. At the center of this hidden system sits the International Monetary Fund, or IMF. It is one of the most powerful financial organizations in the world, but most people have only a vague understanding of how it works or who really controls it. Chapter 1. The IMF's Origins. The IMF was created in 1944 at the end of World War II with a clear mission: stabilize the global economy, prevent depressions, and encourage countries to trade freely. It promised financial assistance to nations facing crises and guidance on economic reforms. But from the very beginning, the IMF was designed with one crucial feature: power is not evenly distributed. Wealthier nations, especially the United States and Europe, have far greater influence over decisions than smaller, poorer countries. This imbalance means that while the IMF claims to help the global economy, the reality is that it often protects the interests of its largest contributors first. Chapter 2. Loans with strings attached. When countries face debt crises or economic collapse, the IMF steps in with loans. At first glance, this seems like aid. But every loan comes with conditions: strict economic reforms, budget cuts, tax changes, and privatization mandates. For countries already struggling, these conditions can be devastating. They often force governments to reduce social spending, increase poverty, and expose essential industries to global markets. In effect, the IMF not only lends money, it reshapes national economies according to rules set by the powerful nations controlling it. The organization's true power lies not in the money it provides, but in the leverage it gains over entire populations and governments. Chapter 3. The Voting System and Hidden Influence. The IMF is run like a private club with its own hierarchy. Each member country has a quota, which determines both its financial contribution and its voting power. The United States alone holds roughly 17% of the vote, enough to veto major policy decisions. Europe's combined votes give it significant influence as well. Meanwhile, hundreds of smaller countries collectively hold less than a quarter of the vote. This means that in practice, the IMF's rules and decisions often reflect the priorities of a few powerful nations, shaping global economics to favor those with the most influence. Chapter 4. Crises and Control. The IMF has been involved in nearly every major financial crisis of the past 50 years: Latin America's debt crises in the 1980s, the Asian financial crisis in 1997, the Eurozone bailout in 2010, and numerous African debt restructurings. Each time, it has dictated how countries respond to economic collapse, who pays first, and which industries are prioritized. While this has stabilized some markets, it has also led to controversy. Critics argue that the IMF protects creditors and global markets, not ordinary citizens. Its interventions often expand the influence of already powerful nations while leaving vulnerable populations to bear the cost of adjustment programs. Chapter 5. Beyond Economics. The IMF doesn't just influence money, it shapes politics. Countries that rely on IMF assistance often must align their policies with the interests of major lenders, indirectly affecting international alliances, trade agreements, and foreign policy decisions. In many ways, the IMF acts as a silent architect of global power, directing the flow of capital and the priorities of nations, all under the guise of economic stability. Chapter 6. The Future of Global Control. As the world becomes more interconnected, the IMF's influence continues to grow. Emerging economies, facing debt burdens and financial instability, are often forced to follow its guidance, whether willingly or out of necessity. While the organization presents itself as neutral and technical, the reality is that it is deeply political. Who controls the IMF, who sets its priorities, and who decides the conditions for lending? These questions reveal a system where global power is concentrated in the hands of a few. The next time you hear about bailouts, debt crises, or economic rescues, remember the IMF is not just a financial institution. It is a global power broker, quietly shaping the fate of countries, populations, and economies, far beyond public view. If this analysis opened your eyes to the hidden forces shaping the global economy, hit like, share this video, and subscribe. In our next episode, we explore the future of currency and the question everyone is asking, is the dollar really doomed?